Hey gamers, this is Liz Davidson from Beyond Solitaire, and I'm here to bring you a playthrough of One Deck Dungeon. And the game actually is what it says. It's an entire dungeon crawl and one deck of cards. So these cards are going to represent the time that passes in the dungeon, the encounters that we face, and the doors that we knock down to get to those encounters, as you will see. Right now, I'm on the one-player version of level 1, which means that I can hold one item and 2 skills, which is something that's going to become very clear as we play. I get 1 potion during setup, so that is here. And this is my turn reference, so it just kind of gives me a little guideline to what to do. And I've also chosen my dungeon. So we're going to be doing the Dragon's Cave. And each dungeon in this game has 3 levels that we have to survive. And then if you make it, you get to flip the card and fight the boss. So even though this is the level 1 dungeon, as denoted by this 1 dot by Dragon's Cave, I'm going to be real with you, I still lose this one a whole lot too. So we'll just see what happens. But for now, we're on floor 1, and we're in the Hall of Statues. So what that means is that we have to spend 5 time before our first turn on each floor. So before I can even begin to play, I have to give up 5 cards off this deck. Brutal. So, with that done, I can actually begin to take turns. The first turn I'm going to need to take is an exploration turn because I don't have any doors to open. So let's get ourselves some doors. That's 2 more cards for my normal turn. And then you can put out 4 doors. So now, in order to open one of these doors, we're going to have to take another turn. So that means that I get to spend 2 more time and then open a door and see what I get. So let's just try this one. Okay, an arrow wall. This is a peril card. In other words, that means it's like an obstacle that I would face as opposed to an actual monster that I would fight. And that's denoted by this bear trap icon up at the top of the card. So I have 2 ways that I could choose to try to get through this obstacle. I can either try to use magic, spend 1 time and hope that I get 6 on the magic, or I can rush through and roll 3 agility dice for 11. So part of my decision making is going to be my character's starting stats. So we know that she has 2 blue dice to roll, so I can either spend a time and try for 6 on 2 dice. The odds aren't terrible. Or because I have 3 agility dice, I can try to rush through and try to get 11 off of 3 dice. Alright, so the reason that Magic Shield is a bad idea is that I actually have to spend a 3rd die over here as well. I only have 2 magic dice, so I'd obviously have to pay for a hero die even to have a possibility of making it. Because I need to put a 2 here before I can do anything about the peril at all. This has a shield on it, so this space has to get filled before I place any more dice. So I think what I'm actually going to do is, I have an ability, before any encounter, I may spend 2 time to roll 1 heroic die. So let's spend that time and roll a heroic die and see what we get. Ooh, a 5. Okay, so that's very encouraging. Let's keep that 5. And then why don't we try to rush through with 3 agility dice. I'm hoping that 5 combined with whatever I get on these 3 pink dice is going to get me where I want to go. Okay, yes, that actually worked out great. So this 2 can go right here to cover this requirement. And that was a 5. Actually, I would have gotten away with it off of just the pink dice, but you have no way of ever knowing that. So my rush through was successful. Excellent. So what that means is that I get to take this card for loot without taking any of the damage that was listed on it. So I have 2 choices for this card. I can either take it as a skill, or I can take it as a potion that lets me roll 3 mana dice. I think that what I'd actually like is to have more dice overall, so I'm going to take this as an item and put it over here. So what's kind of cool about this is, we'll explain more time, each of these cards can be used for 3 possible things when you loot them. You can use it for a skill or a potion, which will be listed at the bottom. You can use it as an item, which is basically another die to roll. Or you can take it for experience, this will be worth 2 experience, and as you can see over here, I need 7 of them to level up. The thing that's kind of cool about this though is since I can only have one item, when I find an item I like better, I can just replace it and then this automatically gets converted to experience. So for now, let's keep it as an item. Because I'd like to level up a couple times before we make it to the end. If we make it to the end. So that was a successful turn. Let's hope that others are equally so. So let's spend another 2 time. And we'll choose a card to see what we get. All right, so let's see what happens. Let's do this one. Ooh, a skeleton. It is undying, and it wastes a lot of time if I don't beat it. Ew. I really like the potion that he could get me, but I don't even have enough combat dice to do anything about this guy. Yeah, I think we're just gonna flee. So when you enter a room, if you don't think you can beat it, you can run away. And I don't think I can beat this right now. So we are just gonna turn tail and run. That is unfortunate, but it's also a reality of this game. So let's pay another 2 and open a different door. Don't like that door, let's open another one. Fade. Spend 1 time for each skill you use. Okay, so I'd have to get really good rolls on the magic dice, very good agility, and a 5 on combat. I have to spend 1 for each skill I use. You know what though, I am gonna do this because I'd really like to have this item. That'd be really, really great. Or, like, that's a really great potion. So this card, the loot is so good. I think we're gonna go for it. So let's see. Let's go ahead and blow 3 times. Oh, I hate wasting time, but I also like to win. So let's roll 1 heroic die first. Okay, it's a 3. It's not terrible. We can do something with it. And then we get to roll all the dice that I have. So we have 2 combat, 3 agility, and 3 now magic because of that item. So 1, 2, 3. 3, and 2. So we will roll them all and see how everything turns out. Okay, this was a pretty decent roll. Let's see what we can do with it. So the first thing I have to do is handle this box with a shield on it. So for sure, I've been able to deal with that because I kicked butt on my agility rolls. Fantastic. That's really, really good. Okay, so now I can put this combat 4 over here because it needs a 3 combat die. I'd really like to have, let's see what we can do. Okay, so I need to get a 5 here, and I need a 3, a 4, and a 5. I'm not going to be able to cover everything, but I can cover most things. So I think what let's do is this 4 can cover this 3. This 4 can also cover this 4. And then, yeah, we're just going to cover this one, and we'll leave that uncovered. So what that's going to mean is that I still win the encounter. In this game, you still win. But what I'm going to need to do is take 1 injury. So I have 1 wound. I have 5 health, so we're not in an emergency yet. But, you know, should be careful. And we spend 1 more time. And that is the end of that turn. So now we can take this card as loot. So let's think about what we want to do with it. This is great. That's a great potion, but it's only 1-time use. And I really love having an extra health and an extra combat die. So I think what I'm actually going to end up doing is I'm going to take this for the item. And then we're going to put this experience over here. So we're 2 experience towards the 7 that we need to level up. Okay, so let's take another turn and see what happens. Let's spin 2. We'll explore a beetle. He is a survivor. If any of his armor boxes are empty, then I have to discard this card instead of looting. So basically, I can have a run at him, but if it doesn't go well, then he still gets away and I get hurt and everything and I just don't even get a card. But I would really like to have him. Even though I don't really want this skill, I'd probably just take it, see what happens. All right, let's do this. All right, do I want to roll black die this time? Let's live dangerously. Okay, so I have my 3 magic dice. 3 agility dice. And 3, no, I only have 2 magic dice now. 2 magic dice, 3 combat dice, and 3 agility. 3, 3, 2. So let's roll, see what we get. Alright, let's see what we can do with this. We definitely have the 3, the 4, the 5, the 3. So all those armor boxes are covered. We can put this 3 over here to take care of that dungeon requirement. And then we're stuck with this 4 and this 6. So I don't want to lose everything. Here's what we'll do. So one of the other little tricks in this game is that you can combine 2 dice to create a heroic die. Since this one has a 5 and this one has a 4, I can combine them to create a black die that is a 4. You combine for the lower of the 2 numbers. So I can at least use this 4 to cover right here. So what that means is that I'm going to take 1 wound. I'll lose 1 time, but I still win. The beetle is still defeated, and I covered all of his armor boxes, so I get to take him as loot. So let's see what we want from him. I'm not really that thrilled about this particular skill. It's give up all 3 of your agility dice to get a 6, and I don't really know in what context it's going to work great for me, but let's just take it for now, and if we find other skills, we can trade it out. Or actually, you know what, I know I'm never going to use this skill. Let's put this up here. Okay, so now we need 3 more experience to level up, which means that we can hold on to more skills and, even more importantly, maybe more items to up our stats. So I am still... We need to decide if we want to go after this skeleton. Alright, I still don't love my odds on this guy because I still also need another strength die to fill out the whole thing. So let's see if we can get a few more skills or items or whatever before we go after him. So let's explore. That means I spend 2 time and bring down 3 new doors. I can't get rid of him unless I either descend to another floor or actually handle him as an encounter. So we're stuck with the skeleton for a little bit. So let's spend 2 more time and unlock a different door. Let's do this one this time. A Rune Puzzle. Ooh. So I can either try to use my combat to destroy it, or I can attempt to decipher it. Interesting. Okay. So I have 3 combat dice. Let's go ahead and try to destroy it. Let's see if we can do it. Wait. Either way though, I'm going to need to spend 2 of my time to roll a heroic die, because I have to fill up this before I can alright, actually before the encounter I can roll it. Let's see what we get. Alright, we got a 4. That's really good. Okay, so let's roll these. Let's see what we have. 5, 6, 3. Okay, that actually worked out. That would have worked out regardless, but you have no way of knowing that. Dice do generally not like me this much. Alright, 11. And there's that 3. Perfect. Okay, so we have deciphered this rune puzzle. So now we can take it either for an item, a skill, or for experience. So this skill is actually pretty interesting. So I can basically spend, in a combat encounter, I can spend 2 combat dice that I've already rolled to roll 1 combat die and 1 heroic die. So if things aren't going quite the way I want them to go, I have a little bit of a chance to ditch some of the dice that I've rolled and try again. So let's take that skill. Good stuff. Okay, so now let's turn over a couple more and have another encounter. Let's open this door. Ice Elemental. Oh dear God. I don't even have enough dice to deal with this. Like, no, we're running. Sorry, bye. All right, let's spend another 2 time to see what's behind this door. An ogre. Oh my God. All right, you know what? I'm gonna run away from this thing. And we're almost at the bottom of this floor. So we're gonna spend 2 more time to come at the skeleton. I'd rather encounter him. He sucks, but not as much as that. Also, an invisibility potion may be good if I ever run into this dude again. Okay, so here's what we'll do. Since we're almost at the bottom anyway, why don't we just spin 2 cards. Actually, let's go all out. No, I don't want to do that. We'll just roll 1 heroic die. Because the skeleton can cost me a little time. So let's roll 1 heroic die before our encounter. A 6, not bad. Okay, so we'll keep that. And then I get to roll 3 combats, 3 agilities, 2 magics, and let's see what we get. Okay, it's not the best roll in the world, but we can do something with this. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna go ahead, we have to cover these magic spaces. So those are handled. This is handled. And then let's go from here and see what we can do. So this 6 is gonna go, I guess, here. That's pretty nice. This 5 can go here. Hang on. I think what I might actually do is go here. Doesn't really matter, does it? Okay. Oh, and I haven't been using this skill. If you lose only 1 heart, spend a time instead. This could have turned out differently if I'd been paying more attention to that skill, which I probably should for the next floor. Okay. So I can also convert these into a heroic 6, which I will then put here. So empty spend 3 times, but no boxes are empty on this skeleton because I covered all of his boxes. I would lose 1 health here, but I can actually spend a time instead for a perfect conclusion to this round. So I get to keep the skeleton for loot, and I quite like this potion. So what we're going to do is you can spend 2 after fleeing and take the encounter card as loot. That is an excellent potion. So we're going to keep this here. Give me another little potion token. Good stuff. And then we're going to descend the stairs. So what that means is that all these cards are going to get shuffled again. And we're going to have another delightful round of dungeon crawling.